All right, so this is for 5.2 practice, number 9 through 18, when we did the unit rates. That's what we're going to be reviewing. So question number 9 is whole numbers, okay, and it says 180 miles in 3 hours. So the first thing you should always do is write everything like a fraction. So you might even want to make some notes to yourself. Number 1, write as a fraction. Okay, which we've done, 180 miles. So it reads it in a sentence over here, 180 miles in 3 hours. We write it like a fraction. And then we need to put a 1 for our denominator because that's the unit rate I'm finding. So number 2, you're going to put a 1 for the unit rate. Okay. And then any number up here times 1 is going to be itself. So there's no need to do 180 times 1 because that's 180. So now you're just going to divide. So now here's the important thing. The numerator goes inside. So make this in your notes too. A division sign. Numerator goes inside. Denominator goes outside. Whenever you're dividing. So this means we're going to do 180 divided by 3. 3 goes into 18 6 times, which is 18. 0, bring down a 0. 3 goes into 0 0 times, which is 0. Okay, so 60. So that's 60 miles in 1 hour. Okay, that's your answer for number 9. That's whole numbers. So now you're also going to do number 10 the same way. We don't need to write notes for that. Now, that was number 9. So here's number 11. I'm going to show you how to do number 11, which says a half a pound in 5 days. So again, step 1, write it like a fraction. Half of a pound, LB is the abbreviation of pound, in 5 days. Okay, and then put a 1 for unit rate. So we want to know how many pounds in 1 day. So again, a half times 1 is a half. So now we're going to do 1/2 divided by 5. So write the division like that to help you when there's fractions. Okay, so maybe when fractions, write the division horizontally. Okay, which this is horizontal, left to right, like the horizon. Up and down would be vertical. So we're going to do it this way. So we get 1/2 divided by 5. So keep, change, flip. The biggest mistake I saw were people were forgetting to flip. So keep 1/2, change division to multiplication, flip it upside down. Now multiply those numerators, you get 1. Multiply denominators, you get 10. So it's 1/10 of a pound per day. So the answer to number 11 is 1/10 of a pound. So number 12 also asks you to use a whole number and a fraction, so you can do that one on your own. So now I'm going to do you an example for number 13 that has a decimal in it. So number 13 says $9.60 for 4 pounds. So again, write it like a fraction. $9.60 4 pounds. Okay, and we want to know the unit rate for 1 pound. Okay, so 960 divided by 4. 4 goes into 9 2 times, which is 8. I get 16. 4 goes into 16 4 times. 16, I subtract to get 0, bring down a 0. And we're not done. We still have a space here. 4 goes into 0 0 times because it's money. Money always has to go to the hundreds place. Miss Wesley's very picky about that. Money is always hundredths, okay? So it's $2.40 per pound, okay? So that's 9, 11, and 13 that you should have written in your journal. So now I want you to go back and retry any of these that you missed, okay? Retry them and then see if your answers match. So number 10, you should have gotten 32. For number 12, 5 1/3, or you could have done 16 over 3 if you didn't simplify it. Number 14 should have come out as 80 cents per can. Notice it's 0.80. Number 15 came out to 54 words per minute. 16 came out to a kilogram per foot. I'm going to show you number 16 because a lot of people had questions on that one. So number 16 again, it says 1/3 of a kilogram for 2/3 of a foot. So 1/3 of a kilogram for 2/3 of a foot. And we know that to make that a unit rate per foot, we're going to divide. So 1/3 divided by 2/3. Again, biggest mistake, people forgot to flip this one. Keep, change, flip. So 1/3 times 3 over 2, which gives you 3 over 6, which simplifies to 1/2. So that's why number 16 was a half. Okay, 16 is half a kilogram per foot. Or 17, 2 1/2 ounces, that's an OZ, 2 1/2 ounces per pint, or 5/2 if you didn't change it into a mixed number. And the last one was 8 7/10 if you did it as a decimal, or 8 7/10 if you did it as a fraction. If you need help with number 18, actually let me just show you, because I had a lot of people first block that had questions with number 18. So number 18 is 21 3/4 meters in 2 1/2 hours. So again, you're like, oh, fractions, I'm scared. Don't be scared. First, change these into improper fractions. 4 times 21 is going to be 84. Add 3, 85, 86, 87. So this is going to be 87/4 meters. And 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 5/2 hours. So now we're going to write the division horizontally. 87/4 divided by 5/2. Keep, change, flip. So 87/4 times 2/5. 2 goes into itself once, goes into 4 twice. Simplifying before I multiply to make life easier. 87 times 1 is 87. 2 times 5, 10. So again, change that into either a decimal or a mixed number. 10 on the outside, 87 on the inside, goes in 8 times. Subtract 80, you have 7 left over. So 8 7/10. And that's how we got the answer for number 18. Again, if you have any questions on these answers, please come see Miss Wesley.